Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Premier Advanced User Forum. This is Chris, and I'll be your host today. We're going to be going over stock products, all the different types of stock products, as well as a closer look at full products and the kitting list that goes along with them. Per usual, if you have any questions during the presentation, Steve's going to be in the chat to answer any questions. Otherwise, we'll host a full Q&A session at the very end. But okay, we'll go ahead and jump right in. So different product types. Stock products have a couple different product types. To find those, we'll just go ahead and open up one of these stock products here. I have this one prepped. Okay, so the different types of stock products are going to be found up here at the very top right. The one that's selected now is limited. And limited is going to be your regular standard product. That's going to be a product that is going to be purchased normally, delivered normally. 99% of your products are going to be limited. So when in doubt, go ahead and choose limited. The next would be consumable. A consumable product is going to go ahead and skip the purchasing stage and then go directly to delivery. So when you add a consumable product to a sales order, it's going to skip requested and go directly to allocated. This is going to be best used for products that you have such a large quantity of, you don't want to bother keeping track of the quantity. Something like a back to school flyer you want to include on every order. You can go ahead and add that to the product, something like that. That's going to be used with consumable right here. Next is going to be the non-stock. And the term non-stock confuses some people, I think. But a non-stock product is going to be a product that is not purchasable and is not deliverable. So this is going to be something like a non-physical product, something like a labor charge, a service fee, convenience fee, anything like that. That's not like a physical product is going to be non-stock. So when you add a non-stock product to your order, it's going to skip requested, skip allocated. It's going to go directly to awaiting invoice and be included on the invoice with all your other items. And then what we're going to take a closer look at today is going to be the full product and the component product. These go hand in hand. So a full product is going to be a list of component products. So for example, a full product is going to be something like a table. And then the component products that make up that table is going to be like the tabletop, the legs, the bolts and screws that attach them together, something like that. And then to change any of these type settings up here, you're just going to go ahead and click on the option you need. We'll take a look at the full product in this case. When you select full product up here, it's going to go ahead and open up a create kitting / build list option down here on the right side. This is the kitting list here is going to be the list of component products that make up this full product here. So we're going to go ahead and put on some component products. So what we'll do is we'll hit this create kitting button right here. And it's going to ask you if you want to create a kitting list or a build / production list here. The difference between the two is assembly. So a kitting list is going to be something like if we're using our table, you're just going to deliver the parts separately, or not separately, but in separate boxes, unassembled, IKEA style. So the end consumer will go ahead and assemble the table themselves. But the build production option right here is going to add in an additional step to assemble the desk yourselves. So if you wanted to deliver the desk fully made, fully put together, you're going to want to choose build. Otherwise, you choose kitting. We'll go ahead and choose kitting for this example. So this is where we're going to add the different component products that we want to make up our full product here. You can put in any item number in here, but I'll go ahead and put up our 2 parts that I set up earlier. So we have the tabletop, for example, and if you had different units, different quantities, we'll put that in here. Add a new one, and then we'll put the second part. Let's say this is the legs, and we want 4 legs. Go ahead and add that on there. And so when you have your product ready to go, all you gotta do is hit the save details here. Oh, we already saved. So we'll go ahead and close here. Now the purchasing of this product is going to be a little bit different. So we'll go ahead and walk through that as well. There we go. There it is. And if you ever wanted to reference that kitting list again, it's the same area, the same button right here. But when we add this to a sales order, there's a few quirks about it. We'll take a look. All right, so when you want to add it to the order, we can just go ahead and put on the full product as normal. Save that on here. There we go. So when we authorize it, it's going to go straight to the requirements list, as you would expect. But instead of having the full product, it's going to put them in separate parts. It's going to list each part separately in the requirements list. Put in our number here. There we go. So we have our different parts as well as the full product in list. But if you double click on one of the parts, it's going to open up a kitting requisition window here. It's going to look a little bit different. And so this is where you would purchase it instead of hitting the purchase button normally down here at the bottom. We're going to purchase from this window instead. It's going to give you all of your parts down here at the bottom, as well as anything in stock. It'll show you, requested, what's still outstanding, what's on the order already, allocated, etc. So we don't have anything allocated. If we did, we can just go ahead and hit the allocate all items button up here. Instead, we want to purchase it. So what we'll do is we'll hit this purchase all items button right here. We'll go ahead and select the vendor we want from our dropdown. Hit purchase. And that'll go ahead and create a new outstanding purchase order for us to take a look at. Here we go. And then this purchase order is going to work exactly like any other purchase order. We can hit purchase, go ahead and purchase it as usual. And then we're done there. You would go ahead and complete the receipt note as normal. And then the dispatch note is going to list the full product as well as all of the parts directly under that full product as well. So if you chose the build list instead of the kitting list, when you go to purchase it, you're going to open the same window. It's going to look pretty much the same. But after you purchase it and receipt it all in, it's going to be a little bit different, where it's going to add in the additional step of hitting the complete build option up here. It's going to say complete build. And that's just going to be to indicate the Prima that in addition to purchasing all the products, that the item is assembled because you picked the build option instead of the kitting option. And that's about it. The delivery and the invoicing, everything like that's going to work exactly the same. And then last but not least here, if we go back to our product, in addition to all of these different types of products, you have discontinue as an option as well. So discontinue is if you wanted to go ahead and just delete the item. It's not actually deleted, just like a lot of other things in Prima. Prima doesn't actually delete the entry. It's just going to put it in an archived folder. So it's a little bit difficult to find, and you're not going to be able to add it to orders, for example. Hitting the discontinue button, it'll give you an error like here if it's this item's already on an order, or if it's in the requirements list, anything like that. So all items need to be delivered and an invoice for you to go ahead and hit discontinue up here. And then last but not least, while we're talking about discontinue here, it's a good idea to stay on top of discontinuing old items so that they're not accidentally ordered, especially if they're discontinued from the catalog or something like that. So the easiest way to do that is going to head over to the stock and then the main grid manager over here, our group updater. And to discontinue old items, what we're going to do is in the vendor available down here, we're going to hit no. So the reason we hit no is because when an item is item belonging to a catalog, when it is discontinued from that catalog, the vendor record will also be removed from that product. So if a product is no longer available from any catalog, it will have no vendors. So we'll go ahead and select no there. And then we're also going to want to select positive PG numbers only. So the PG number is to indicate whether or not the item belongs to a catalog. So if the PG number is positive, that means the product does belong to a catalog or once belonged to a catalog. And then the negative PG numbers is going to be an item that is not associated with any catalog. It was created manually. So by selecting those two options, it will allow us to search for any products that are discontinued from the vendor, from the catalog. We have a ton of products here because this is a weird database. It's got a weird data in here. But you can normally expect to have a few hundred up to maybe a couple thousand products in here. And then from there, all you would do is head to the change tab up here. And then one of these should be update product status. Here we go, to discontinued. And then you would just hit apply. And then that's good just to do every, maybe once a month or whenever catalogs are updated, to stay on top of getting rid of old products that you don't want to order anymore. All right, that's all I have to show you guys today. Thanks so much for tuning in.